Talking to Reverend McWhirter and Mrs. Shaw. And of course, ladies, before we had our first commercial break, we promised that we'd give you an opportunity to talk about some of the activities involved in this great organization. And Reverend McWhirter, let's see if we can start with you and give you an opportunity to speak to some of the issues dealing with this great organization.
Well, a lot of times the issues for peace and justice come from the women who write World Day of Prayer programs because they write from their perspective. They usually put some of their own customs in those. And then when we, as women here in Nashville, come to present the programs and to worship with the women of Nashville, we become acquainted with their life, what their problems are, what they need praying for, and so forth. So we become informed persons. We also work very hard to educate ourselves. Worship, prayer, Bible study, studying issues, both political and economic and all the other ramifications of life in this world are studied by the women in Church Women United. And then from those kinds of studies, we decide on the advocacy and the action part of what we do. I think we have both the celebrations, 3 of them during the year, World Day of Prayer, World Community Day, and World Friendship Day. And then we also have the advocacy or action part of it. So we try to keep the two balanced. And we here in Nashville have a number of projects that we participate in. Maybe Beverly would like to tell us some of those or begin.
Well, generally our main projects, we come together at the Christmas meeting, and we have women that come from the different churches in Nashville. We encourage as many churches, and we would like to do that this morning. If your church does not have a Church Women United representative that comes to our meetings, we would encourage you to investigate that, find out if you do have someone, and join us on the first Thursday of every month at the West End United Methodist Church at 9:30. And we have Bible study, and we also have different people from different areas of Nashville. For instance, we have been active in helping with Dress for Success. We help with the women of incarcerated women. We make ditty bags at Christmas time and include toiletries and distribute them to the women. And we also collect devotional material and distribute that. We collect eyeglasses. In the past, we have built a number of houses in third world countries through Envision Habitat, where they sold the eyeglasses, and then the money was used to build the houses, which is a wonderful thing.
About 12 to 15 houses, I think.
That we built in third world countries. And then also we collect the stocking caps and gloves and socks for the homeless. And then we have also helped actually build, you remember when Rosemary, several years ago, I can't remember exactly what summer, but we helped build a Habitat for Humanity.
It was a woman's house. All the workers on it, the contractors, everything were women. Reba McIntyre sponsored us. And
yes, that's right. I remember. I had forgotten about that. Reba's being one of those.
Now, this organization is an international organization, and so what you're talking about here is the Nashville or the local kind of
unit.
Since you have been involved with the state organization and on up, give me something of the hierarchy of that organization. I mean,
well,
how many members, how many folks are we generally talking about
I
here?
think the Tennessee state unit has about 15 or 16 units across the state, and all of the national movement is run by an executive council, and they have what we call different assemblies. We just had an assembly, by the way. She talked about the birthday. We just had our 60th birthday celebration in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And after the council meets, then the state presidents meet, and then the state units are handled by the state presidents. We have 50 state presidents, of course. And but anyway, this celebration in Milwaukee was quite powerful. I went with a Catholic lady, Willa Homer. We were roommates, and we stayed in Milwaukee together. I also went to the assembly in '84. I don't know how many, whether you've gotten to any of the national assemblies, but one of the things we want to zero in on is that we will have a regional assembly here in Nashville in June, the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of June. And we're having regional assemblies all across the United States to disperse the information that was shared at the assembly in Milwaukee last June, so that we can trickle down.
Touch everybody, all across and local and state and local level,
and
etc.
We're connected, but yet we're autonomous as well. We like to call ourselves, rather than an organization, Dr. Cheney, is we like to call ourselves a movement. And I think the reason is we want to be people to get the perception we're on the move.
Good, very good. And I think you are. And of course, this organization not only is important in this particular state, but it's there's a branch of it throughout the nation.
In every state.
And of course, the issues that you decide upon, what are some of the issues that you've decided as an organization to deal with, Reverend
Well, a good many of our issues deal with women and children. Basically, overall, the strengthening of the family. But violence to women and children is one of the big issues. Economic issues in countries and even here at home where the distribution of wealth is not equal and needs to be redistributed or reworked, or people need help finding jobs and that sort of thing. In fact, one of the programs that we had here in Nashville was called WIX, and we worked with women who were learning how to write checks at a bank, in a bank account, and how to dress for a job, and how to care for their children and those things of independent living. And then they would graduate, and we would support them, and Beverly was instrumental in seeing to the graduations of these women and helping to praise them and raise their feelings of adequacy and how they felt about themselves.
Very good. And of course, let me, Reverend, interrupt you here for this final commercial break, after which we'll come back and we'll give you an opportunity, the two of you, an opportunity to continue this conversation. And we'll be back with our audience following this short commercial break.